What's your streaming channel?
The Lord RK on Twitch.
Lord, okay.
I'll type 7 in your chat. So, if that helps.
Okay. Thank you very much, Lee.
I believe my stream should be up. Let's move things over. If hopefully it is already up. Obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, KO. That's big.
That is big. That's a good start there for James.
Yep. And Elf out. Ooh.
Yep.
It's the guard
Okay,
as
you're
well.
up, mate.
Is it? I'm not sure if it's showing that my stream is on. Should be on, but it might. No, my stream is up. It should be fine.
So it's the Lord RK7.
No, without the 7, just the Lord RK.
Oh, without the 7.
I
Okay.
just typed 7 because it was something. Jamus, welcome. Let me post the thingy.
Okay, I've got you hosted now, mate. So that should solve that one there. Apologies, everyone. I really do apologize. Generally, as I said, shit quality, but generally consistent. I'll just bring up the Twitch stream so that I can keep an eye on chat for you, Gerber, as well.
Well, I have my phone open with chat. Because I'm not tech-based, but it works. Yeah, so hopefully my stream isn't too bad. Welcome, Doof, as well. This is...
you just can't.
Oh yeah, I
Keep
should
the cycle
probably
of
turn
no.
those off.
No, it just...
No. But you just got to hear Metal say no, which is... I mean, you need that in every cast.
In every stream, yep,
Yeah.
you need him to say no every so often.
It's important. But I did turn them off.
Okay, there we go. I've got your stream up and running, so I've got my eyes on the chat there, and I will start spamming everywhere for you, Gerber.
Oh, I spammed I posted the thingy. Should be fine. So not much happened. Only turn 2. They're playing rather slow. So hopefully Superfed is watching the other match. And not getting tilted by this one. The KO on the guard is going to be big. The Elves are actually going to take it a bit slow, it seems. Keeping the ball in the back. And it seems like they're not going to push anyone up. I'm not sure if I like that. Because going slow... Sure, if you score, it's harder for the Chaos to counter-score if you score slow. But you're also forcing yourself to do more dice when you attempt the touchdown. Because you're going to have less players and you're going to be in a weaker position because the Chaos are going to be all over the place.
Yeah. The other thing, though, is that given the chance, and we have seen it, James is more than capable of marching up the field in quite a controlled manner. And then eventually get into a position where he can then get the equalizing touchdown within about 3 to 4 turns. So I don't hate this, especially with the wizard in hand, but I sort of would have probably scored a little bit quicker. But we do see a lot of scoring threats now moving up in the.
He's pushing quite a bit right now, which is decent. He could, the issue is you kinda don't want to rely too much on the pass, because even if it's a 6+ intercept, you don't want to have 1 in 6 to just give the ball to James. So you would prefer a handoff type of play, and I don't really see something like that in play. So maybe James just put a bit of pressure and capitalize on RG4, possibly getting a 5+ intercept.
That is always an option, definitely. Give him very long legs and it would be a lot easier. But I doubt we'll ever see that.
I don't think that's what he has in plan for his legend skill, but maybe. You never know.
You never know. That's it. Let me just... I'll go over to the other places where switched...
I have no idea. Oh, this is actually quite aggressive. That's a lot more aggressive than I expected, considering he went back with the ball at the start of the turn. But I guess he just wanted him to be out of range. The issue with this setup is very much committing to do a pass next turn. So if James can roll a single 6, like everything goes down the drain for the Wood Elves, because an intercept just decides the game on its own.
Yeah, and then we'll probably end up seeing a bit of a premature wizard also coming into play
Ooh,
to try and get
tackle
that ball
coming
in.
in.
And there's a tackle.
Ooh, that's an RG3 elf, so not doing. I mean, he rolled the 1 either way, but still not good.
Yep.
So yeah, like James doesn't really have to commit more than even one beastman is enough to threaten the ball, because no one can really hit him back, and there's nowhere to run because no one is in the elf side of the field. So I'm probably expecting just one beastman coming up and just base as many elves as you can, make this touchdown as difficult as possible.
Yeah, and we can also see that a lot of his tackle is actually spread out around the pitch as well. So he'll be able to put down tackle on different areas of control in the field there. As we see Alish Dron come up there and base
Yeah, he could
as the
pos-
mass basing begins.
yeah, he could possibly blitz this Rogue lineman with his like with his Chaos Warrior with tackle, and if he gets the knockdown, he can go and base the War Dancer, and then have tackle on both War Dancers. So the only dude without tackle on him is the catcher, but the catcher could also be quite squeezed in as well on the sideline there. So there is an option to go very aggressive here and really limit options, and he can still put pressure on the ball with just 1 or 2 Beastmen, because it's just the catcher there.
I think we'll end up seeing probably the blitz come down the right-hand side of the field. As a blitz on Dennis Dorhane Jr. would end up putting tackle on 2 pieces rather than just a solo piece of Second Chance Scott. Although Second Chance Scott it would be a more valuable target.
I mean, what I expected is blitz with the tackle Mighty Blow of the Warrior, because it's Mighty Blow, which is more likely to do damage. And after you blitz, you can go with the Warrior to mark the Dancer from behind, and I think we're going to see that. We get double both down.
Ooh.
He does reroll that, doesn't get
reroll.
it. I mean, the issue is, if you accept that, you don't have tackle on that War Dancer, and you don't really have people to come and mark him from the front. So he's gonna have a very easy time just going in with that Dancer if you don't put tackle on him. But he's not gonna put tackle on him anyway, because he did follow. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, that was an interesting choice there. I probably would have not followed and then just made the extra couple of square movement to get into range and basing Second Chance Scott.
Yeah, it could have just been like not follow, walk 2 squares to be 1 below where he is right now without a GFI, and that would put tackle on both of the dodge pieces, and he could just put a guy next to the Chaos Warrior to stop it.
Yeah, and James now placing players in position now for the intercept opportunity. We'll probably end up seeing, I reckon, Sturge Swarm, head up the pitch to put a little bit of pressure on the ball.
I mean, as it stands, like the ball carrier is quite fast, so we could go to the sideline and pass from the sideline to avoid an intercept. We possibly could see an aim to actually pass to the Rogue lineman that didn't go down, because he could 1 dice to free him with the Dancer, and then it's just it's just a 3+ pass, no intercept chance, and you only need 1 GFI to score with him. So it's quite a safe score, all considered. Probably the safest score available right now, because everything else is going to be rough dodges.
Yep. So, Varksen now to reply to this mass basing of his team.
I'm not sure how much I like James not going for any pressure on the ball. Sure, you're going to get a lot of hits, which is going to be good regardless, but you're kind of enabling Varksen to do a bit of a more riskier start. So he could go and dodge the loner to make it a 2 dice to free up the Roger, and if you fail it, it's not as bad, because the ball at least is safe. But still, you will take hits. On the other side, there's not much tackle on your blodge player, so most of your blodge players should be fine.
Yeah, in theory. But we have seen a 1 already rolled for a dodge out, so we'll see if that continues its trend.
So yeah, I think Varksen, with this pressure, like, he really cannot afford to stall here unless he can roll a whole bunch of dodges. He's right now looking at like 8 hits on his guys. Ooh, where is he going with the ball? Is he going to pass it to start off? This is risky. He might not be passing this turn. He is out of range of everyone from that square. Very
He
much.
certainly is.
Is this the I'm gonna stall another turn and just dodge everything out? It might work, but it's really risky. If you fail your first dodge, you're gonna take 7 blocks, and he does fail his first dodge. Tackle doing a thing.
Ooh, and using, dodging out against the tackle piece.
I mean,
Gets lucky on the second attempt.
yeah, he did have the reroll, but that was risky. He's aiming to Mighty Blow the Strength 5. Feels a bit greedy, pulling away your scoring threat, so next turn you actually don't really have the option to score. And this is very unlikely to be damaged because he is armor value 9, but there is a bribe in play, so we might see a foul punishing James for that bribe stadium. I wouldn't hate that at all.
I wouldn't hate that. No. I definitely would endorse the foul in this situation with
Like,
the loner there.
3 assist foul. I would have liked to see him just get maybe the dancer out, but the foul is a bit safer with a bribe in hand. He doesn't get the armor. So a lot of players committed and now are going to just be based by that strength 5 piece. That's gonna be really tough to recover from, actually. That's a lot of positioning lost for that play.
Yep.
Who is going for the 1 dice?
Yeah.
I mean, he does enable a 2 dice with this loner on the block guy. And he only gets a push. He kinda needs to dodge this catcher out, because otherwise he will be served. But he does have dodge.
We'll probably see James end up taking the opportunity to just lay the smackdown on second chance Scott, the Mighty Blow dancer on the left-hand side of the pit.
He does have tackle there to hit him, tackle Mighty Blow. Sadly, because
looks like Varksen. For a minute, I thought Varksen was going to try and set up for a little bit of a surf in the following turn should anything unfortunate happen, but I do like that positioning of Sticky Hand Steve.
It was a lot of dodges, but yeah, it covers more ground.
And we see a failed dodge.
Yep. I mean, might as well try to dodge that loner. It's better to take Death Floor hit than Claw Bomb hit. But there's definitely still a few hits coming back. 2 loners are gonna get hit, and there's a blitz very much likely going to be on that Mighty Blow War Dancer. If James can remove him, that's also the strip ball out. So damage is going down, and the threat of strip ball for next half is possibly going away.
Yeah, the potential of sacking the ball carrier against James is definitely going to be diminished a hell of a lot, as we do see the blitz come in.
Yeah, but he doesn't get the knockdown. Possibly he could have made that a 3 dice if he was willing to commit a bit more players there. Might have been a better idea.
I probably wouldn't have gone that much because that's a little bit too much overcommitment to the middle of the pitch on the left-hand side. And as we see James now actually applying 1 player up the field to put some pressure on the ball carrier. Not too much pressure, but it's just a little reminder that, hey, I am here.
Yeah, like, last turn I didn't like not putting pressure because it's only 1 player to do it. It's like you forget that elves sometimes don't want to actually score. Like, some people will score no matter what, but if they see a lot of pressure and it's not that safe, and you don't pressure them, sure, I'll stay another turn, get a bit closer so I could pass further away and still be safe and just reposition my players, try to get a better shot for next turn. So you really need that beastman up there to limit options, because if he needs to go hide in like the corner, that's a lot better for James.
Interesting that he's moving the beastman up there, but that does block the avenue for second chance Scotty to freely run around that side. And that is a nice little chain push.
Yeah, that knockdown to just lock pretty much all of the players is pretty nice. We could see an attempt to pass after trying the dodges out with the catcher or the dancer, which would give Varksen a higher chance of scoring, and if he fails the dodge, he still has the ball on the blodger, so maybe it's fine. But definitely, it's going to be dice, because it did elect to stall this turn, to try and get some damage on the Strength 5 warrior, and it didn't pay off.
It won't be that much of a hard pass. If we do see him, Varksen, take the opportunities.
He's hitting the RG4. Well, it doesn't get him down, but that's... He's really aiming to get those juicy targets off of James.
Yeah. And typical anti-chaos play. Aim for the goats, AV8, Mighty Blow reduces it down to AV7 if you need to use Mighty Blow for the armor break. Definitely the right way to go, but, he is a wrestle player, so the chances of knocking him down slightly high.
It's also quite scary to go do 2 dodges and a GFI before you even, make the ball safe. Because right now the ball is... there's an instant 2 dice on the ball right now. Sure, there's no tackle, but if it is a knockdown, and James probably would even commit the reroll to it, so if it is a knockdown and it's a break as well, you're kind of out of the game and sort of have to use the wizard to not get scored on your half, which is really bad for the elves. They could not afford to do that.
It's definitely the thing you don't want to do.
On the other hand, making the ball safe here is going to be quite a lot of dice, and it maybe feels better to just get Sticky Hand Steve-O into range, do the 3+2+ with dodge, pray that he just makes it, and if he does, he could go for quite a long pass, but you are RG5, so maybe you can still make it even though it's possibly even a 4+ despite the RG5.
I think a GFI will make it probably a 3+ if he does decide to go in for the TD. But as we can see with James's team, he's got control over his own half of the pitch.
Ooh,
with
I think
players
Varksen
in range
is
of almost
just
every
going
corner.
to cage up here. This would be a safe cage if the dodge on the loner is good. And it is in scoring range because of sprint, movement 8. I'm not...
but
he
now,
goes for the leap instead. I wouldn't go for that, but it works.
He'll have to he'll have to cover up that corner now. Although, by doing so, he has now put himself in a position where James can just encircle, place, and I've seen James do it before. He'll encircle, and he's had a lot of experience against Kislev and other leaping teams. He'll encircle and then put tackle zones in your leaping area, therefore forcing you to make even more dice throws.
I mean, the thing is, you need to play both. You need to play both against the leap here, because he could hand off to a dancer and leap. But you also need to play against the RG5, so you cannot really go super wide all over the place. Because if you go really wide, it's only 2+ dodges for the RG5, and it just goes through your screen. So you need to respect both of those. And Varksen is holding quite a lot of ground still. He did spread out a bit. And I don't think it's going to be that easy to just completely surround him, especially because he is not on the sideline.
As we see Sticky and Steve-O.
I really like that position for the catcher.
Yep. He's now separating a whole bunch of James's team.
Yeah, you kind of have to commit your blitz onto him, which means it's harder to pressure the cage itself. But you could make it a 3 dice with tackle Mighty Blow.
Interesting choice that he didn't stand up his line. The loner there.
Yeah, both loners not standing up. He could have stood them up and just dodged out.
Yeah, if he rolls a 1, you roll a 1 and you take it, but at least you have an extra couple of bodies on the field.
Yeah, just make James' life a bit harder to actually stop the Q from advancing, but it very much feels like Varksen is going to try and stall this as much as he can. So the issue for James is twicefold, because on one hand, you really want to pressure the elves to force them to score, because you don't want to be scored on turn 7 or 8 and just not have a chance to counter score. But you also don't want to make the touchdown too easy, and we are going to see him dive in. That was the risk with this cage position, and Strip Ball is going to do his job. It's only a 3+ dodge because of the 2 heads RG4. Yeah, he kind of had to do...
Ooh. Oh, he almost catches it too, but
That's a
as the ball
wonderful
scatters around.
scatter for the elves.
But James will be able to also place a few more players on that ball as well,
Yeah, but
as
it
we
could have
see
been like
Pinapa.
much easier for James to recover or put pressure on. But yeah, it's gonna be tough to get the ball back. That was the risk with caging up so close to that piece. He possibly forgot that he can dodge 3+ into 2 tackle zones. Going with the wide cage, I believe he could have actually had that rest alignment be 1 square down. And if he was
Yep.
1 square down, there was like this would have been a 4+. Sure, he would have made it with those dice, but dice doesn't work that way. And making it a bit harder might have discouraged James from going for that play. As we see a push on the Agi4
Onto the ball.
with scatters it. This is risky. It can go anywhere here. If any Chaos player ooh, that's terrible!
That is going to be painful.
Yeah, this is bad. Because now you're committed to keeping that ball right next to the strip ball. So there's definitely a chance. Unless we see an armor break here and we don't, you have to foul that guy. And you really don't want to foul him. That's a risky foul to take.
The other thing is that we could potentially end up seeing a bit of chain pushing as well. If one hit doesn't work, then let's try again and again and again and again until we actually get the hit on the ball.
The only way to not get the ball down is roll double skulls. And if you roll double skulls, you don't get another hit. Because you do have
that scatter is gonna be painful for him.
I mean, that's the risk with scattering the ball. He wanted the follow-up block with the other war dancer, but like at least it's in your hands. If it was on any of the Chaos players, you might have been in a position where you cannot hit the Chaos player, and like James got the ball for free, so he can just cage up and destroy you.
The other thing is, it's going to be quite an easy blitz there from Three Toes, just to strip the ball back off. Second chance, got first action.
I kind of would like to see him like dodge the Agi5 guard like to the left of Three Toes and block with the wrestle to the rookie beastman and just dodge in the loner and foul that. Sure, it's only going to be a 1 assist foul and it might be a 3+ dodge if you don't get the knockdown, but you really need that guy off the pitch or at least stunned, because if he's stunned, sure, James is gonna have an easy hit on you, but it's better to have one hit that's easy than one hit that's extremely easy and is also wrestle, tackle, strip against no sure hands. Because that hit is 100, like unless he quad skulls, that the ball is going down. And, you don't play.
Definitely.
You don't play for the 1 in 1,296 to have the ball in your hands. Like sure, maybe the scatter is also good, but I think you have to aim for the foul here. Even though it's really scary, because you need a 3+ dodge here, you kinda need the knockdown and you also need the loner to make his dodge, and even then you leave the ball very exposed. Like the big issue with that play is if you don't break the armor, then you don't really have enough bodies in the way that after James get the ball down, it's very likely going to be like 1 tackle zone that can be removed.
Looks like we won't be seeing the foul this turn, although we probably still see the 1 die hit onto one of these block.
Oh, he's fouling with the wrestler. He's not gonna do the fancy play. He's just gonna take the quick foul. He doesn't get the armor. James, a bit. Like it was more likely to. Actually, no, it was only an 8+ to break there because it was only 1 assist. Like 42% chance to break there, and it's really devastating to not get it because now, unless we see a god scatter in favor of Varksen, we're gonna have a very bad time.
And that's good positioning there by Varksen in preparation for that scatter by putting Amalia, or however you pronounce the catcher, just 1 square away. Yeah, that's the one. I'll just call it Ama. Yep,
James
that's a strip ball.
Kinda wanted to see a wrestle option there because that would have forced him to not strip ball. But we see the scatter going really well on the first attempt. Will it
Yeah,
go?
the scatter, if it goes left, this is going to be painful.
That's still really painful. There is a tackle zone on the ball. The Agi4 dude is going to go for the pickup. He fails the pickup.
That's a reroll.
He gets it with the
And
reroll. That was
succeeds.
so risky, because if you 1-9 there, you just gave the elf a free turn. Just get the ball and score it before anything goes bad. I don't think I would have gone for the pickup when it's a 3+.
I think that's... Yeah, you leave him there now with your reroll gone. As we'll see, Control Chaos now assert its dominance across the pitch. And there is going to be a lot of hit elves and tackle being applied in some of the most awkward of positions.
I mean, the issue is James only has 2 tackle, and none of them are actually going to hit the blodgers. And the blodgers are the big threat to your team, so unless we're going to see some really lucky pows, like, Varksen could just do the same thing James just did, and like, oh, I have strip ball the ball and hope for a good scatter.
Yeah, unless he ends up getting the both down, the infamous 1-in-9 that could potentially happen.
I mean,
as we see another power but dodge.
Yeah, like, that's the issue with only having 2 tackle. That sidestepper is gonna be very nice to guarantee that you have a hit on the ball there.
Yeah. I think we'll end up seeing Finnipa taking a nice swing there at second chance Scott. Although that will put second chance Scott onto the ball if he doesn't get the down. He may end up just leaving him there to just place.
Yeah, maybe try to force him to attempt that 3+ dodge. It's quite a tough spot, because as James, like, you got that pickup, you wasted a reroll for that pickup, but it's not safe. Wait, he just leaves it as is. I really don't like that, because the dancer...
Actually, he could have ended up hitting Dennis the second.
Yep.
It would have been a 1-die due to the assist there coming in from second chance Scott, but
I mean, I wouldn't take a 1-dice on a blodger. There's definitely a chance here for Varksen to attempt to drop the ball here and recover it with the Agi5. The point of James' play, I think, is make it awkward for Varksen to get an easy strip ball hit, and he just goes for the red dice, gets the push.
Wow.
I mean, that push does enable a free 1-dice with the strip ball, and a good scatter would leave the Agi4 ready to take the ball back.
And we do see the push and the strip ball coming in. And then Sticky Hand Steve, it's only a 2+ dodge for him to get out of the situation.
We didn't catch it this time, and that scatter is amazing for the elves. And he still has the blitz. So, like, we could see Sticky Hand just going into the touchdown line, 2+ pickup and quite an easy pass. That was an amazing scatter, and that's why I really didn't like James going for that pickup, because it's actually easier to control the ball when it's on the floor, because, like, you cannot be pushed around when you're on the floor as easily. And even
you can't strip ball off the ground, you know.
Like, you could push someone onto the ball, but then there's at least one guy on the ball, because you pushed someone onto the ball.
Exactly. Welcome everyone from Haringzord's channel. It's a pleasure to have you all here. Just a quick update as to why we're on Gerber's channel.
Gets the pickup. He's not going for the dodge first. Yeah, the dodgy internet. I really don't like going for the pickup before getting Sticky Hands into the touchdown line.
Although he doesn't have enough move. It's going to require a couple of GFIs to do so, because as we can see, Mickey Maimer and also Dockham will be in range of Amalia unless he goes down into James's field, and that's what we see now.
I think he's attempting to stall this again. We've seen him stall 4 times when he could have went for the safe score. I really don't like it this time. He still has his blitz. We fail a GFI.
Oh.
Reroll is good. You're not going to take another one. He could screen himself.
That's it.
Wrestle saving him here. Yeah, he could screen it with a dodge from Sticky Hands and the loner. And he kind of also needs a dancer to dodge, though, to actually complete the...
Dancer will be able to make a comfortable leap out first before
I mean, you don't leap.
Making the dodges.
You don't leap without the reroll. You just take the 3+2+ dodge. It's a lot safer. I mean, this is risky business. If he can get the dodge on the loner and the dancer, he could actually proper cage up, and he still has his blitz to maybe blitz that pesky two-heads AG4 as we see the catcher making his dodges.
Yeah, we're gonna see a cage and a stall out for as long as possible.
Dancer did fail his 3+, but he makes the 2+, and the dodge saving him there. Yeah, if we can see a good hit, a knockdown on the blitz here on the AG4. Oh, he's not going for the blitz on him. He might have forgotten that he didn't use it. But that's a lot of pressure on the only player that could really threaten with a dive. But there is a chance to actually double GFI and 2 dice with guard. I don't think it's achieves enough. This is an amazingly good spot for the Wooders considering how the last turn ended.
Oh my god, yes. Like, this could have gone all pear-shaped and all ways of hell.
Yeah, like that scatter twice was good for the Wood Elves, and I think James really made a mistake going for that pickup, wasting his reroll, so it really made him not want to do any blocks and try to get some damage, which he really wants, because there's no damage yet except 1 KO. And also, he's down to 1 reroll, and the ball wasn't safe even with him getting that pickup. But yeah, we're gonna see a hit here on the Mighty Blow Dancer. We're definitely going to see a foul here because it is a knockdown. I think James might accept at this point that he is going to get scored on turn 8, which is great for the Wood Elves, but if they can get this player out of the field, the Chaos are fine with this result.
Yeah, we're going to see maximum damage come out in this one now.
I mean, the Dirty player is alright over there.
Looks like we're setting up for a 3-die.
He doesn't sidestep to keep the Dirty player marked. I don't like that.
Oh, yeah, you've just forced yourself straight onto our good friend Rasputin there, and he does have...
Yep.
It looks like he's trying to minimize the amount of assists that can come in for this Dirty player. Ooh.
On just a badly hurt, but that's a player down for sure for next half, which is pretty big for James.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're gonna see a massive foul here on the Dancer. We might even see him bring his... No, he doesn't bring the Rookie Beastman. 3 assists on AV7. Can we
still
see damage?
No blitz.
Ooh, armor break, only a stun. He might actually attempt the blitz on the ball, because he could hit the ball here.
Yeah.
2 GFIs, I think. Yeah, he's going for the ball.
We're going for it.
I mean, the issue with doing everything else beforehand is even if you got the POW here, no one was there to recover, and also this Beastman is getting surfed.
He's getting surfed. I'd see that Beastman, I'd be like, yeah, you're going for a swim, buddy. Right into the crowd.
I mean, he could actually make it... Ooh. Yeah, with that, he kind of makes it dicey to commit through the surf. We might see the Elves finally decide to score and not stall this anymore, just because they might be a bit afraid to take any more dice.
Still with 2 rerolls out, it's a simple 2+ dodge out with...
Yeah, 2+2+ to score.
Yeah, or 2+ into just 2 die to end up getting the surf as well, as Dennis is going to be nicely positioned there for the final hit.
Yeah, like losing the loner is scary.
It still gets surfed. Yeah, I agree, David. The loner is problematic. Yeah, you ain't blocking with him. No, you're not. That's why you'll probably end up...
I mean, this is the elf half, but they had quite a messy half, but it's working right now. If they can get the ball in, they would stop another foul on the Dancer, which I think it's enough of a reason to actually score here. Sure,
you definitely want to score now.
Sure, you give up a 2-turn attempt, but you don't respect the 2-turn that much. And you just really, really don't want to lose that Dancer. Because if you lose the Dancer, your position suddenly becomes so much worse for the second half. You're in such a dominating spot. Very likely to go 1-0 into halftime with the Wizard, with the Dancer. And you really don't want to lose either of them.
David's saying he could potentially get both serves, and I can see that as well with a blitz coming in from behind to take out Sick, but it looks like we're not going for it.
Yeah, just uses the guard to get the 2 dice. He might actually hand off to this Dancer. He does have a reroll for it, and he really wants SPP on the Dancer.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah, as
bit.
we see the touch out.
1 in 36 here would be really bad, but he doesn't roll it. So 3 SPP for the Dancer and 1 up for Varksen on turn 7.
Yes, congratulations, Varksen, for that touchdown. Well played, sir. James will be looking back at this half, and I think he will, take heed of what you said, Gerbo. Should have left that goddamn ball on the ground, especially in multiple tackle zones.
Yeah, it was a bit risky, but even then, the scatters were pretty bad for him. All the scatters were quite against him, except the scatter onto the Dancer's hand. But with those follow-up scatters, it didn't really matter.
As we see the KO player coming back.
Yeah, sweltering hit, taking out a loner, and one of the tackle, that actually does matter.
Rasputin. Yeah, but that's not a bad thing to have Rasputin go out now, out of all the situations, because he will be back for the second half.
Like, on one hand, he's guaranteed to be back for the second half. On the other hand, it means he's not gonna be there to blitz for these 2 turns, and he's the best blitzer.
The damage output for this reply will definitely be diminished, but we will probably see a lot of loners go down in a heap.
Now we do have
Rasputin confirmed for the second half. Yep.
I mean, you still would like to see like one more Mighty Blow to have around, and that tackle with Mighty Blow. You would prefer to just not lose him at all, but I guess it's some type of comfort when he's guaranteed to be there for the second half. Also, Loner getting heated. I mean, he's also guaranteed to come back for the second half. Anyone cares?
No, really.
I mean, for Varksen, it's possibly better because it's one less sweltering hit roll that he can fail next half. Like, the big fear for Varksen, he just like fails 2-3 sweltering hit rolls and just is out of the half before it even started, and it's going to overtime.
Yep. Looking at potential blitz targets, I probably would be lining up Payday Patty as my potential hit for the blitz. It is right in the middle of the pitch, so you will probably end up getting smacked in return, but that's probably the most valuable blitz target out there, as James gets a quick snap.
I think we're gonna see James blitz the catcher with wrestle, because he can make it a 3 dice for a higher knockdown chance. And on top of that, like, hitting the catcher means you're not committing to the center and you can have more scoring threats available. It's not a likely score, but you're definitely going to try it at least, even if you're going to need a really massive pass to make it.
As we see James now setting himself up for a 3 die on 1 loner.
Yep. Get as many knockdowns as you can. You really want some damage. Only 1 injury is not what James was hoping for, and that scatter is bad.
Yeah. It's definitely going to make things awkward.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if he does make the pickup, he could still get somewhat up the field. As we see an injury on Hirdor. Goodbye, Hirdor.
On Hirdor? one letter short of Hordor. We'll probably end up seeing a repositioning also for another potential 3 die, should he choose to go for it.
I mean, I think James really wants to get as many scoring threats as possible, because if he can get this touchdown working, he's in a really, really good spot, even though there's still a wizard and he didn't get that dancer off.
Yeah, as James does throw up a whole bunch of scoring threats. I probably would have maybe moved Aggie the second 1 more square to the right.
Gets the knockdown. We probably see a pylon here. No reason not to do it. Will we see damage? Armor break or into a KO?
And we see KO.
I mean, there is 2 babes on the wood elf, so KO is not really enough. But it's still a 1 less elf for next turn, I guess. Now, as Mistake says, there is definitely a chance for a chaos passing play with this RG4 Beastman. It's not ideal, but James is going to take it if it's his only option.
He does have a reroll as well.
Yeah, I mean, he has a reroll now. He might fail the pickup, and I think you have to reroll that pickup. If you fail it, scatter out might mean the elves just get the ball on the blodger and laugh at you. Pickup fails.
Oh, Gerber, the caller of failed pickups.
Didn't scatter out, but that will slow him down. He needs to waste. He lost 2 squares of movement up the field, and now he needs to waste another one next turn. So it's going to be
Yeah.
really. Actually, he
Uh,
might not be in range of anyone but
It'll be
the
a 3
movement
plus
guy
pass.
without GFIs.
Yeah, it's going to be a 3 plus pass to any of the players in the middle of the pitch, followed by a 3 plus catch into a 3 plus handoff into any of his scoring threats. So a lot of dice will be thrown to try and
Yeah.
secure this
I mean-
equalizing touchdown.
I mean, the thing is, if he blitzes this movement guy and also marks the rookie batsman next to him a lot, he actually cannot do a long bomb without a handful of like both GFIs to the people on the left side. So you could just
Yep.
like lock them down and just have a screen and force GFIs and a long bomb with an intercept into quite a bad play overall. Because you are lacking players
the other
here.
thing is that Varksen. Yeah, okay. So Varksen is going to isolate all of the scoring threats, but he could have also screened further down the pitch, basically putting a wall of wood elves between the ball carrier and James's team.
Yeah, I mean,
But we're just going to place many tackle zones as possible on every play.
I mean, I definitely agree with Jimmy that maybe it is better to accept the 5 in 8, like the 3 in 8 that it goes out and you don't score, to keep the reroll, because the reroll is really going to be important for next turn. Because you are probably going to at least need a 4 plus pass and a 3 plus catch, and that's before anything that the elves are going to force you to roll.
Yeah.
I don't really like the position of the rookie dancer.
I do like this blitz, though.
Yeah, it's a nice blitz. Gets one of the scoring threat down and the dirty player. If this was damage, it would have been pretty important because that dirty player is the best killer on the Chaos team, especially with a bribe stadium in play.
Yep. And neither team using their bribe so far this half either, so that will be an action for the second half.
Also, no damage from either team. I'm not sure if I agree with using your Agi5 so passively. He is diving tackle, and I think you should try and utilize him a bit more. Because now, if James can get a bit of a lucky pow on this Roger on the right side, he could pass to the movement guy in no tackle zone, use him to blitz the dancer, and just not follow and walk right in with one GFI. He does need the knockdown, and it's no block, no tackle on the Roger. But I think it's definitely his best shot to get this touchdown. Especially because passing to a dude on the left is so messy, because you don't have the range without GFIs to do a long bomb. Let alone make it better.
If Alicia Drum does manage to score the touchdown, that also will be a level for James as well. So,
I mean, it's doubly good.
as we see the block coming in
on the dancer, I don't think it enables an easy time scoring here, but we might even see a foul on this dancer. Is that threatening?
Oh, I'm not a big fan of positioning there. He has opened himself up there for
he's gonna blitz the loner. He's aiming to use this wrestle beast, man. He doesn't get the knockdown, so that really puts a cog in that plan.
It does. It certainly does. We'll probably end up seeing a couple of assists now being placed onto James Bogues to get the 2-die against Roger to try and get Alicia Dran into a position where the Beast can score. It will take a couple of GFIs, though.
I mean, I think we might just see him actually go for the foul, go for damage, except that this is really risky, and go for the more consistent chance at damaging the most scary player on the field. And that's definitely that dancer. If you can get an MNG on him and the Apo fails, that might just be enough to win you the game on its own, because in overtime you have the advantage. The Wolves have to stop you from grinding this down to overtime.
And if James can get that Apo to be used now, the second half is looking a lot more brighter for him.
Yeah, he could have made that hit on the loner 3 dice. We see another failed pickup.
Goodness.
Gets it
Okay,
with
that's
the
a reroll
reroll.
gone. I imagine James is currently swearing at that goat.
He fails the pass. That goat
Oh.
fails him. Didn't matter that he didn't get the knockdown because he wasn't even in position to get the ball to the guy.
Mr. saying he came in from the wrong angle and he should have came in from below.
Yeah, like there was a chance to change. Like the blitz on the loner could have been a 3 dice, could have been with a better direction, and I think it definitely was a mistake. We see the Wolf coming back. There were 2.
That was to be expected.
Sweltering Heat is really going to be big now, because if we see the dancer going out to Sweltering Heat, it's really bad, but we don't. We see a guard guy for the elves.
Payday gone. And just a couple of goats. The wrestle goat, Aggie, the second, and just a rookie goat.
Yeah. So
Sikavi.
3 elves missing. 1 chaos player is missing because of the double hit. So 2 men up for the chaos, but we are still facing a wizard and a very nasty straight baller when you don't have sure hands.
Yeah, James is definitely going to have to play out of his seat for this one to try and A, keep the ball, and B, try and get up the field. As we all know, war dancers are an absolute menace.
Yeah, you kind of have to hold the ball, like be as safe as you can while still pressuring more damage to just make sure that the elves cannot get a good hit on the ball. Because if they get the ball down and get the touchdown in, I don't think the Chaos have the tools to recover from that, especially with not getting this counter score.
Yeah, I think the only time we'll ever see a quick score from James is if he can just get mass pitch removal. Barring that, he's going to have to stall out for as long as possible and then pray to God, he can prevent the one turn. And we've already seen James throw down his perfect defense, one turn defense last time. And fortunately, we are outside the spoiler range now. And he ended up going from a beautiful one-turn defense into a, here, I'll let you score defense. I don't think we'll see it again, but...
I mean, there's definitely a lot that can go wrong for James from this position still. The wizard is really scary. But he did remove a handful of elves, so if he can get some really good hits on the loners, he might just isolate the elves, because there are too few of them.
Mr. is saying the 2 goats on the side were both my Pathfinder characters. What we're seeing now is the offset LOS. James will have to be wary of a potential blitz here as well.
I mean, if it's a blitz short kick, I don't think there's any defense that could stop Amalara from just walking into that ball, catching it because he's RG5, and laughing at James because he sucks.
James setting up across the whole LOS. I don't hate that. That does stop the perfect defense from, really missing up his opportunities for hits.
Yeah,
and the more wood elves you can remove now, the better. The sooner the better. You gotta start praying to Nuffle and going, Nuffle, it's AV7. I got Mighty Blow. I got Piling On. Time to pay.
Yeah, he does at least leave one beastman to respect the blitz, but yeah, it's gonna be really tough to genuinely have a defense that stops a blitz.
I do like his setup here with the 3 players in the back to help also cage up after taking those hits.
Reroll for the elves. That's gonna help even if it reaches overtime.
Yeah. We did see a lot of rerolls come through in the first half, so...
Yep.
James, doing the smart things first.
Yeah, just protect the ball as much as you can. We didn't make that a 3 dice.
First.
But he KO's Kristara, or however you say that loner name. KO
Yeah, I'm not gonna try.
Siristra? Siristra. I'm gonna go with
Yeah,
Siristra.
Siristra, something like that. Let's go with that.
Yep.
Just a push there on
Yeah.
Nemana.
A bit of a shame. We're not gonna get more elves hurt from that mighty blow. So yeah, Loner's holding decently overall. KO will probably come back if we are going to see another drive. And will we see the tackle? Tackle doesn't get the knockdown.
But
I mean, the elves did hold decently, but James still could create quite a safe position here with the ball. Going for... Oh, he's not picking up with the Agi4, he's gonna pick up with a Chaos Warrior. I mean, I guess that makes sense.
He did this last game. Like, yeah, it forces you to make a 2-die if you can't get that guard piece into the cage as well. Now, it's a 2-die against Strip, but 2 red die, I'd take that.
I think the big thing here is if we see a lightning bolt on the ball, at least you are not also losing your best like ball sacker alongside the ball, which is really the big thing. Because if they wizard you, get a stun, not only your easy pickup is gone, your main way to deal with a blodger with the ball is also gone. And losing both of them at the same time might mean that you are forced into fishing for a POW, which would be
I
really
like that
bad.
last positioning there. He's just increased the amount of tackles out around that player. In response to you, David, yes, he does still have the wizard, and it is still in play.
Yeah, the wizard is here, invisible as always. Like,
yeah, god damn, I hate that bug.
So dumb. Dumb. But like, I think for now, Varksen should just be able to just lay back, wait a turn. He's not in any rush to push forward. He could just, like, James is in a very defensive spot, but he cannot stay in this defensive spot because he needs to push forward and be in scoring range eventually. So might as well wait a turn or two before you push for the wizard.
One thing I will mention though, Gobo, after watching James's last game in the round of 64, his offensive drive is really strong. I'd say his offensive drive is possibly even stronger than his defensive drive. And it sounds a little bit weird saying that, but James is really good at making life hell for anybody to try and get to the ball.
I mean, we are gonna see an injury on the tackle. That's massive.
That's huge.
Possibly we see an Apo here. Yeah, we see the Apo here. Yeah. This means one tackle only for this half. And this half is so important. And also, Wrestle Dude got heated. So only one player can realistically, consistently knock down blodgers. That was a massive removal.
Huge. Yeah, Varksen will be sitting back going, thank you, Nuffle, for that one, because it was massive.
Oh, it makes all the blodge players so much safer, because even if he hits them with tackle, there's no mighty blow to back it up. So the removal rate goes so much down. Nice control, idiot, from Haringzord.
I just saw that as well.
Now, James must be really frustrated with that, because it's gonna be a lot harder to keep the damage coming in, and also you really need that tackle for pitch control, because if they get out of range of the single tackle that you have, they're pretty safe. The wrestle is gone, the tackle is gone, it's only one dude.
Oh, the loner failing the dodge there. No armor break though.
Yep. Deathfloor not here today.
Yeah, the Wood Elves armor has been holding quite nicely all game. Granted that James has been focusing a fair bit on the actual ball carrier in the first half.
Yeah, that's the issue. Like, when you go extremely heavy on the ball, you take less hits. And you take less mighty blow hits, so you get less damage.
We will see the anti-leap cage being formed here.
I mean, the big fear with this cage is, like, a lightning bolt with a good scatter still leaves the RG5 good, like happy to just waddle in 3+ pickup, waddle out.
Yep. Ken calling out for the fireball.
I don't think we're gonna see a fireball. The
I'm
fireball
not a
is
big fan of
pretty
the
bad.
fireball. No.
Like even with strip ball to get a good chance to knock the ball down, even if you don't get him on the fireball, like you're hitting 4 dudes only. As we see, armor break
Not for armor break, but just a stun.
Will you pile that on? Oh, it is a KO, so
Oh,
no
it's a
pile
KO.
on.
No.
But yeah, that's another elf out. The elves are only 6 players left, but the chaos are also only down to 9, so quite a low player count game. Also, possibly I would have liked to see this dirty player just foul the loner, 1 assist, but you have the bribe in play, and just try to make sure that there are no elves on the pitch, because if there are no elves, you cannot lose.
Yeah, looks like we're going to see the blitz there on our good friend Finapa. Hopefully he has better armor than Rasputin
Double
as the
pow.
power comes in.
Ooh, I like forcing him. Actually, no, with jump up, I don't like leaving him on the catcher, because there is going to be a free block in return.
You're definitely dodging out your best player right now.
We might see a foul here, because there is a bribe in play. That would explain the positioning. He could foul with the wrestler. He is in his own way now.
We're going to see James Bogues.
Yeah. 2 assists. It's not that big of a foul.
Elf foul? Yeah, I think so, Z. I think we'll definitely be seeing the foul. With jump up there.
It's a bit risky. You do expose your street baller here, but if you get the armor break, which he doesn't...
No, we're going to see a jump up here and a smack to the face.
I mean, it is only hitting blodger, so the chance of knockdown isn't the greatest. Yeah, there's a bribe for both sides. We're not gonna see the blitz coming in on the street baller with his tackle. He's gonna lay low.
Yeah, James is definitely targeting the easier or the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah. I mean, the other risk is if you go for that street baller, you out of position your only recovery shot if there is a wizard into RG5 nonsense. So you kinda cannot commit him for damage. You have to keep him there in case of that lightning bolt, because you just cannot afford. Ooh, jump up fails.
Oh, jump up fails.
Nice jump up, idiot.
Yeah, that's rough. That is rough. James definitely throwing down the ones.
Ooh, and now we're going to have quite a decent shot to hit the tackler with the mighty blow and put pressure on the ball without even using the wizard yet, keeping the AG4 still safe and really putting the pressure onto James. That jump up fail is really bad for James right now. A lot of positioning lost. I mean, the only reason not to mighty blow the tackler is if you think you're better off just leaping into the cage. I wouldn't hate that, because if you do get the street ball working, it's 45% to get it to work. But if you do, RG5 right here could just get the ball and win. Also works.
Yeah, you definitely want to take down 3 toes this turn. As we do see the dodge out, and the assist coming in.
For 3 toes. Will he get the knockdown? He gets a knockdown. Armor break here would limit tackle for a turn. He gets the armor break.
Ooh, armor break.
That's massive. There's no tackle this turn. Chaos are going to have a really difficult time doing anything, because pretty much... Ooh,
reroll.
Grid reroll, trying to keep the elves up. I like that.
Hard wrestle.
I mean, the goal of that
extra
is...
reroll.
Like, the goal of that is staying up, marking more players, forcing James to do more risky stuff. And I think overall it's probably worth it with 4, and you really don't want to go to overtime, because the longer the game takes, the less likely you are to have players.
Yeah. We got a trick coming in saying foul that goat. No, I'm not a big fan of the foul in this situation. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it without, like, if you had dirty player just running in there, no assist, it's...
I mean, like, you could
that's
foul
a
him
waste
next
of a bribe,
turn.
potentially.
Like, you can always foul him next turn, because he's stunned right now.
Exactly.
Like, might as well...
I don't think... Sorry, Gobo. Go on.
Like, might as well do it next turn, because if you get sent off now, it sucks. But next turn, if you get sent off, then you still got a stun.
Yeah, and I don't think we'll see any forward progression up the pitch.
I mean, James,
especially with so many players down.
I mean, first of all, James needs to deal with the side stepper on his ball. Jump up fails again.
Oh my god, James.
Flipper one shoe. I mean, it's kind of hard to jump, like to stand up with only one shoe. Like one of your feet is like a little bit longer than the other one, and you like stumble. As we see, wrestle to the floor. That is really bad for James.
God.
That's so
this
much
cage
ammo.
is just falling apart.
I mean, this isn't a cage.
No, it's not anymore. It's just a few scattered players just putting up a lone defense.
This is many things, but it's not a cage.
It's not a cage, yeah. There is one advantage at the moment with the positioning. Should he go for the blitz on second chance, Scott sidestep will take him away.
If it's an armor break, it's pretty important to get a break. Here he gets the break. Can he get the removal? KO, I think
he gets
we'll
the KO.
See the up on this KO. Will we see the apple? Because he doesn't apple him.
No.
He
I think he's feeling a little bit.
I mean, the wizard is still going to be really big this turn, no matter what.
Yeah.
But having that player available if the wizard plan doesn't work would have been great for the elves. I think I would have appled it, personally. Just because
James
that player is so big. I mean, the issue with appling him is the fear of he's just gonna stomp you instead.
Mm.
But yeah, James going really wide. He has to respect the wizard chance here. He is safe from a blitz because there is no more strip ball. But the issue is like it's gonna scatter and be in one tackle zone unless it's here. Like any other scatter is perfectly fine. As we see the lightning bolt working, scatter to one tackle zone. That's good enough. You can even remove that tackle zone quite easily.
That's probably one of the best places for it to end up with Amala. Just ready to leap in and leap back out. Well, not leap, but just dive in with AG5.
You can blitz that guy. You don't need to dodge in. You can blitz him and just like pick it up, walk out of range of the beastman with strip ball, and like who's gonna get you? The non-existing tackler that is off the pitch. Who is doing?
And Straight Toes at the moment is on his back too.
I don't think Sticky Hands needed to do the second dodge there. And we are going to see the blitz to remove the tackle zone from the ball.
Gets a power.
Yep, knockdown. He can even screen himself off. This is really bad for the Chaos. Getting that
KO.
This
is getting
I mean, barring a 1 in 36 here, I think the elves should be able to run away with it. They will possibly need a few GFIs to get out of range. 1 in 36, it's...
Oh, wow.
Scatter is decent, but that is bad.
Wow. Holy shit. This game is like a yo-yo. It's up and down for both players.
Yeah, and now you feel really, really bad for not appoing that strip ball. Because he would have been so important right now. Yeah, he could have avoided that dodge if the dancer was 1 down. He could have not done the dodge and just GFI'd later. And like you prefer to fail a later part because then the ball is in a better spot. Failing here means the Chaos are around the ball. Failing here means the Chaos are like here and they cannot reach the ball. And they're also screened off. We see a pow on the dancer, another pow. Those pows are mandatory for James to even have a shot at this game. And yeah, if you can get the ball
we're going to see the foul as well on that dancer, I reckon.
I mean, I think you fouled the catcher. He's way scarier.
Oh, Finniper actually standing up for a change, only finding a push.
Yep.
I imagine James is going to have some stern words with Finniper after the match.
Like, the thing is, with going for the dodge, is like, sure you have the reroll inbuilt for the dodge, but I think getting the ball away from that spot is the important part. And you want as little dice to get the ball away from that spot, because even if you fail a GFI here, Snakes, you're kinda safe, because you would have had a screen, and like no chaos would have been near it. But when you fail here, the AG4 can pick it up.
Yeah, we're gonna see the foul here.
Yeah,
and right on the target, you called for Gerber. This is gonna be a juicy foul.
Yeah, like failing that dodge is definitely unfortunate for the elves. Because now the Chaos are back in a cage and they're probably safe to stall this out to turn 16, especially without Apoing the 3-baller. It is a send-off,
And
but
armor break. Ooh, that's an injury.
you Apo that. Surely. Surely you Apo that. You need him for overtime.
Yeah.
Surely. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, joins the sub and the send-off.
Didn't misclick into dead.
The referee likes the bribe.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't misclick into dead.
Didn't miss. It happened.
I saw the 6+7 and I'm like, oh, and then I saw the 2+2 and I'm like, that's better. Much better. Watch him roll a 1 on the heat next turn.
He cannot roll
Sean,
a 1
man.
on the heat. I'm pretty sure because he's not on the pitch at the end of the drive.
He's not on the pitch.
He doesn't roll for heat. He's guaranteed to be there for overtime.
And this is going to be quite interesting because if the heat does still come into play, you've only got a rookie war dancer, you got your catcher with wrestle, you've got your lineman with wrestle, dodge, and then just a loner as the 4 only potential down with sweltering heat players. And then you've got the 2 babes. So you can pretty much say that everyone that's a KO is going to make a return.
Yep.
Overtime's going to be very spicy.
I mean, this is still spicy because it's on the wrestle, strength 3 player. The rookie dancer could get a leap in for a 1 dice, which is a 4+ to get the ball down. And with a good scatter, despite only being on 4 elves, we might see the elves pull some magic if they do want to try it at least.
Yep. Potential incoming elf bullshit. You've been warned.
I mean, it's not that hard. It's a 3+ leap, 4+ knockdown. We've seen much tougher plays work in the past.
David saying, I wasn't thinking about the turn 17 heat, and that also is definitely something else we got to think about as well, because if James does score on his last turn, there's still one more turn for the sweltering heat players to return, and then overtime for sweltering heat to come into effect a second time. That's if the weather doesn't change.
And if we don't see a 1-turner coming back from the elves with the babe, they are kinda expected to have a decent amount of players.
Yep. Whereas James, he should also get back his tackle piece of Rasputin. So Rasputin will be in the wings. I'm sure James will be definitely looking forward to having him back.
I mean, you can play around sweltering heat. You just need to get lucky.
Yeah, exactly.
If you pay enough, you can play around heat. But yeah,
Quick question, Gerbo. Does your fame actually affect your sweltering heat roll?
No.
I know that it affects a lot of other kickoff events.
It affects like rock and pitch invasion. Like fame affects the fans, and like if you are the fame, then it's more likely that the fans will bully the other team. But the Sun doesn't care. The Sun just is a Sun.
The Sun's just going, oh, I gotta respect this man's fame. As we do see the war dancer.
He's not moving the catcher in first. He takes the red dice. I don't like that, but he gets him down.
Oh my god.
25% knockdown there. Where does the scatter go? That's not a bad scatter. We could go for the 4+ dive to just get the ball with the dodge rest alignment, pass it to the catcher. Easy game. Get your easy clap ready in chat. Oh, catcher once again.
Oh, the dodge failing.
Another snake.
Yep. Gotta watch out for those snakes.
Yeah,
I think we might end up seeing the other war dancer being stomped. Just a push, though.
Yeah, there is still the dirty player in play. James technically has a bench if sweltering heat doesn't ruin him. Might as well try to go for a bit more damage.
Yep.
Oh, he didn't blitz with his mighty blow. I'm not sure about that. You want to maximize mighty blow hits, because at this point it feels unlikely for the elves to stop you from scoring, although you are not picking up on a warrior, so we might have another shot for like elf nonsense, and also because he's not picking up on the RG4, we could see a 1 in 9, which would be bad.
Oh, the failed pickup.
Ooh, the 1 in 9! No!
Oh, no!
Why you
And
doing-
that ball. Why not the hit?
James,
Like,
why do you not want to
James.
pick up on RG4? What's wrong with you? There is a chance for like Woodolf pick up and just throw it, and the Chaos don't score, and it's game.
Yeah, just potato it down the field and just go, well, catch it if you can.
Yep, like you couldn't move the catcher into like stand him up, move him deep, and like use the wrestler to pick up. It's a tough pickup. It's a 5+, but if you make it, you kind of win the game. So I might even commit a reroll to that because you kind of expect either a 1 turn from you or a quick score from you on overtime, unless you lose the toss. And it's a really good chance to just win the game right here and remove any other dice roll.
Yep, as we do see Sticky Hand Steve though now coming in.
Yeah, catcher just marking the ball.
Yeah.
I guess that also worked. First dodge is good. Second dodge is good. I don't think you have to cut the last corner. Doesn't. He's not
No.
gonna go for the pickup. He might go for the pickup with the dancer. He could actually leap with the dancer below the DP, blitz the DP, and then go for the pickup. But it's gonna be a tough dodge. He could also just
Like
leave
he's
the ball
going
on the
for it.
floor.
Finds the power.
Ooh, that power is big. He could also just leave the ball off the floor, do the thing James didn't do. But he's he gets the pickup, but he cannot pass because he blitzed.
Yes.
And
1 GFI
2 GFI.
and the second one.
It's like
Still in range of the blitz, but there's tackle.
you could
nowhere
just
near the ball.
believe in the loner to mark the overly. He tried.
And there's a foul dodge.
This
And
is
that's with the loner too.
Ooh.
Oh, he re-rolls and gets the re-roll.
Ooh, that does put a bit of a screen. It's gonna be nice to get the hit with the 3-baller, and even if you get it, it's turn 15. This is a really amazing spot for the Elves. They got amazing dice there. Like 1 in 9 was unfortunate for James. He could have covered it up better. Possibly, like he thought the drive was over, which was a mistake. He could have also picked up with RG5, which definitely would have stopped this from being such a mess. But the Elves needed a lot of dice to make this work.
Yeah, and it looks like James is putting his canoring thread up there. Sure, man, just to let you know, the Elves are going down the pitch as James needs to progress forward up the...
We were looking at...
Yeah, very lucky loner result.
Yeah, it was... I mean, the loner was important. The thing is, in the end of the day, he would have had to use this guy for the blitz, regardless. You don't risk getting a power on a blodger at this state. You have to get him down, and he gets the ball down every time.
Yep.
He would have also picked up last turn. Just saying. But yeah, like the Elves could have went... Ooh, dodge fails!
Oh, failed dodge, but that will be a reroll.
It's a snake. This is...
Oh my god, the ones are everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, there was a snakes from the Elves after the Wizard, which was really unfortunate, but
And
James...
This is GG.
I mean, it's not over yet. I mean, unless the Elves
He's
can...
gonna...
Ooh! Snakes! Snakes!
Oh,
Snakes cut her out!
my
Snakes cut her
God.
out!
If it's a 1... Nah. Oh, James. Unlucky.
Level up for the dancer.
Yeah, and that was an exciting game.
Unfortunate. Like, the Elves also rolled some rough snakes, but I think James really punished for not picking up with his RG4. Just being
definitely.
a bit greedy, trying to pick up on the guy you want to score on, instead of taking the slightly more consistent play to guarantee that you go into overtime.
Yep.
Yeah, Elves got some really lucky dice afterwards, but I think James could have actually protected there a lot better. And going for the 3+ pickup, sure, it's still likely to work, but it's like 8% more likely to fail than the 2+ pickup. And that 8% decides games. Yeah, I think not picking up on the RG4 is definitely a part of losing this. Sweltering hit doesn't matter too much.
Nah, not at all.
Unless James can do something that doesn't even make sense and breaks the rules of Blood Bowl. Like, if he gets a riot, into one turn with the movement 7 Beastman, which he doesn't need dodges in the end, so it's not the hardest movement 7 one turn, I guess. And then it's a blitz into a reverse 2-turner, because like reverse 1-turner, because like blitz is a turn and normal turn. Like it's possible, but I wouldn't rate it. Like on the list of things that are likely to happen, it's not anywhere close. Like just a 1-turner is probably sub 3% work, because it is a movement 7 1-turner and you need some dice to make that work. And you need the Riot, which is unlikely. And you need the Blitz, which is unlikely. And you need the Elves to also completely and utterly fail everything. And then you're only at overtime. And even if you reach overtime, you need to win the overtime toss. Like, you need so much stuff to work for you, and it's not a Riot, so game is over.
And Surge taking the hit from the rock.
No one turn as well.
One turn attempt.
Nice 1-turn, idiot.
So we're just gonna see some hits. Yep. Well, Gerber, thank you very much for A, joining me, and then B, rescuing this game from my shitty laggy internet. It's been an absolute pleasure co-casting alongside you.
Yeah, it was great. Quite surprised that I hosted it, but life happens. Ooh, no damage yet. There's still one more hit to go.
No Creed
I mean, I think he might want the pass on the dude that's like super far away from Legend. Surely you reroll that. But why? Oh, he's going for the foul. The spite foul.
Yeah, this is a thank you very much. I'm gonna put every player around that wrestle piece.
I'm gonna kill that wrestle piece because I'm salty.
I'm gonna kill something. Yeah.
I don't like you. Yeah,
Elves seem to be a good counter.
I mean, it was a rough game. James definitely had some rough dice, but the Elves also took some risks that didn't work. As the ref sends them off. I mean, we could see an elf punching a goat still. There is a turn for the Elves, and they do have Mighty Blow. So, they might... they actually can foul the Claw Mighty Blow tackler. They're so going to foul that guy. That's gonna be so much fun.
It looks like they are gonna go in for the blitz against
the rookie.
Sikavi.
Yeah, Mighty Blow. No damage. Will we see the spite foul in return? No spite foul.
No.
The Elves have a bit of honor. Good MVP for the Chaos, but 2-0 for Varksen, and the Wood Elves are going forward. Control Chaos, not so good with only 2 tackle. When one of the tackles is going out. Who could have guessed?
Yeah. Who could have guessed? And with jump up failing so many times.
I mean,
Jesus.
2 jump up fails were rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And holy crap! Like, just if you have a look at the dice rolls there, Gerber, it does actually show a lot about what happened in this game.
The pickups were definitely a thing. Like, we've seen that 1 in 9, we've seen 2 failed pickup with the Agi4 on the 2-turner, and there was also another reroll wasted on a pickup when he did the dodge into the 3+ pickup with the Agi4.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But, well, what a game. That was a good game. I can't take this away from you, James. You do put on an entertaining game. Commiserations, my brother. Unfortunately, you will be bowing out at the round of 32. And congratulations to Varksen. Well played, good sir. Well played indeed. Yeah,
definitely very well played. The Elves needed some risk, but Elves always need some risks. But I think he played it very, very well. And it was a really, really interesting game. There were a lot of up and downs, like especially when, like, the Chaos go and cage dive. Like, you don't expect that usually. And it works, but it doesn't work well enough.
On the 3+, he gets to get in there with strip ball, wrestle, tackle. Yeah, you take that every day. Yep. But yeah, definitely there was a few mistakes there, James. Unfortunate, mate. you can have a quick little look back over Gerber's channel there and to pick up on a few of them. Some of them, picking up with AG4, definitely something you should look at doing a little bit more often. And the other one was also going for the pickup rather than just placing a few players around that ball in the early second half.
The early first
enabling
half.
First half, was it?
Yeah, like on the first half, after he sacked the ball, he could have went for a bit more pressure instead of picking up the ball, which actually allowed a much better scatter in the end of the day. Still, a lot of bad dice.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, both teams getting the brush of Nuffle's ire there. But Gerber, just to let you know, we do have Unholy Crusader streaming Bleeding Hippies match. So if you'd like to host that one.
I am prepared to raid that. I would like to thank everyone that watched this game. I would like to thank AussieVikingr for letting me join him so I would cast it. I think that's how it works.
It was Nuffle must have been fucking with my internet as well.
Something like that. So yeah, a very interesting game. Commiseration, James. Congratulations to Varksen, and go watch Crusader and stay classy, folks.
Take care, guys.